My fish fam, it's Nikachu, Merfolk Master. Today, we are going to be experimenting with Shadowspear. This is an equipment that can gain us life, which is very important because in the modern Merfolk deck, for almost the entire time I've ever played this, our life total only goes down. It doesn't go up. It goes down, it goes down, it goes down, it goes down. We have only one plan, is kill our opponent before they kill us. And when we're at close to death, we have to be a supreme on defense. Shadowspear changes that because it is an equipment that gives our creature +1/+1 trample and lifelink. That is incredibly relevant to all of our, like, a lot of situations. If I have like Sveylun or Champions of the Shoal, big beefy creature that can get in a good chunk of life, that can completely swing the matchup, and especially in a lot of the aggro decks. There's a lot of times where I, as a Merfolk player, I can like stabilize the game, but unfortunately at like 4 life, and that just puts me in range of like getting alpha striked followed up by like a lightning bolt to completely finish me off. And Shadowspear will hopefully, when we do stabilize after a big grind, we can basically take over the game with the Shadowspear. I can't remember when I had access to this card. It was during some of the like Urza Saga type of builds I had. And I can't remember where else I was playtesting this, but I was like, wow, Shadowspear is actually a really, really good card for Merfolk. And remember, we don't have a whole lot of things to do on turn 1. And while this is not a proactive play on turn 1, I would rather just like throw the Shadowspear out there and later on in the game make use of it when we can, instead of playing it and equipping it later. There is some utility to this card in the current metagame because of the 1 mana activated ability. Permanents your opponents control lose hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. That's going to be relevant versus Scion of Draco coming from the Zoo deck. Don't know what else is particularly relevant, but that would be the most relevant target. The deck, I want to be a little bit heavier on the big chunky creatures. We have 2 Sveylun, but I actually prefer 3. Don't know exactly where to squeeze it. We have 3 Champions of the Shoal, because particularly versus Boros Energy, I think anything that can survive a Galvanic Discharge, or at least exchanges a Galvanic Discharge and maybe a creature that went kamikaze into our Sveylun, is going to be worth it. And also, these are just bigger creatures that are worthwhile with our Shadowspear. What else to say about this build? Still playing Silvergill Mentor, and actually I don't know if I ever mentioned this in the past, but this is basically a combo with Sveylun. You go turn 2 Mentor, turn 3 Sveylun, and boom! That's it. You got an indestructible Sveylun. You didn't have to use nearly as much effort. I'm not in love with Rishadan Dockhand, but it is a card that can block. Sorry, I'm not in love with Rishadan Dockhand, but it is a card that can profitably block Oscillate Pride, and is a random 1-drop. So yeah. Now, another card I'm super excited to playtest here is Disruptor Flute. Disruptor Flute is a 2-mana artifact with flash. As this artifact enters, choose a card name. Spells with the chosen name cost 3 more to cast, and activated abilities of the chosen name can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. So in prior leagues, we played a little bit with Pithing Needle, and it was great. And I keep forgetting about this card because I think this is just much better than Pithing Needle. This card is basically a counter spell. If my opponent plays Yawgmoth on the stack, I can play Disruptor Flute. If my opponent plays Agatha Soul Cauldron, in response, I can play Disruptor Flute. I can even play all these cards after the fact. So it's almost like removal. Of course, the main reason we're going to be playing Disruptor Flute is going to be versus, I can name Urza Saga versus Urza Saga decks. I can name Ajani for the Planeswalker side. Goblin Bombardment. There's a lot of activated abilities in this format. And in a pinch, I can name Flage. Make my opponent pay 7 mana, get that Flage back from the graveyard. So I'm really excited to playtest this card. I keep forgetting that it even exists in Modern, and I think it's a pretty good utility in Modern Merfolk. Not to mention, I actually think artifact disruption is like the way. There's not a lot of artifact hate in Modern when I look through the deck lists. It's just not a lot. Just an observation. There's like Boseiju, which is like their catch-all, but that's like a Path to Exile. We get like some value out of it if they want to use that card. In fact, I probably should have like an Unlicensed Hearse or Relic of Progenitus, but I'm going to try to do best with what I got over here. And hopefully we can score maybe a match versus Boros Energy. Anyway, this is the deck list. Let's get into our league. So for game 1, round 1, we lost the die roll, but we have a pretty good hand on the draw we're going to keep. We have an Ether Vial Ether Vial into like Dismember hand. We can even, if the game can go slow enough, we can tick the Vial up to 3 to 4 to play Harbinger of the Seas and our Champions of the Shoal. Looks like we're up against Burn, which normally, under most circumstances, is good for us. I think today it's going to be bad. Well, I mean, let's see if they play Eidolon of the Great Revel. I don't know what the common Burn deck looks like these days. My opponent asks if I'm streaming. Sort of. I'm recording. You're getting recorded here. Okay, I'm not going to respond to this Rift Bolt. And we have very few counter spells. Very, very few. Actually, it's possible that I am just going to be behind in this game, in this match, because there's actually not that many counter spells in this deck. There's some Force and Negations. I don't even have Hexcatcher in this deck. I find that the Hexcatcher is just overwhelmingly weak. Now, Harbinger of the Seas might actually play a decent part, but, well, we'll see what happens. It's coming out really slow. If you can get a Harbinger of the Seas out, you can turn a lot of their lands into islands, which is going to be very annoying for them. Oh, light up the stage. I've never seen light up the stage and Burn. We have Shard Volley, Seal of Fire. That's an annoying card. Come Seal of Fire my... Gonna light up the stage twice. Do you get it for 2 turns? Oh, I guess they're digging for the mount. They really wanted that extra mountain. Okay, Seal of Fire is not going to be very effective versus Silvergill Mentor. This Dismember is not going to be very effective versus anything. How long do they have these cards for? I can't remember. Did they burn any of these cards? Some of the... I don't think all of these cards are castable by next turn. But I didn't keep track. Didn't keep track very well, that is. We will pass, I think. Guess... No, we should just play a Mentor here. Diversify the stuff that we have on the board. Yeah, straight to my face. I got nothing. I got nothing. I can't defend myself here. Another seal from hand, I believe. So I guess the Shard Volley and Rift Bolt are perpetually gone. All right, let's get a clock. If it does anything. What does Arena of Glory do? I thought it like gives Exert or something. Exert this land, add double red. It's spent on a creature spell. It gains haste until end of turn. That's fine. Attack. Maybe we actually can get very close to lethal. I better just put Harbinger of the Seas in play right now. Maybe get our opponent to play the Seal of Fire on our Harbinger of the Seas. It fails. Fails miserably. I'm hoping they tap out to play a Rift Bolt or something. Okay, 3 damage to my face. And an extra piece of damage. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, so I might actually be disadvantaged here. Usually we have a lot of counter spells. We are not working like that today. Ooh, Disruptor Flute actually might be playable, because if they light up the stage, revealing some cards, play 1, in response I might be able to... This might work like a counterspell. It might work like a counterspell. Consign to Memory can counter the Suspend trigger when they have to cast Rift Bolt. What else can it hit? Okay, we're definitely bringing in Force and Negation. And with that, we're definitely taking out Dismember. Ugh. Harbinger of the Seas, I'm going to keep it. Sometimes it can be good, especially like they can run on just like 2 lands, for example, and they might have 2 lands in play. One of them is like a what's it called, like an islet or something, and what is it called? What are those stupid lands called? Where you sack to draw a card. And then they would only have 1 mountain in play. So Harbinger of the Seas is going to be very good. Lords are usually terrible. Shadowspear is going to be great. Super great. Damping Sphere I don't think is going to be very good. I think it's just going to be clunky. It might be okay. I mean, maybe it's better than a lot of other rubbish I have in this deck. We didn't see any creatures, just pure spells. I think I should have Disruptor Flute. What would I name otherwise if I can't? So we saw light up the stage. So, okay, I can name Rift Bolt. When it comes off of Cascade, they would have to pay 3. If they don't, even if they have 3, it would make it so much slower. It's honestly not great. But if they play... I don't know if this card is going to be good or not. But I want to play some. If they have 2 mana and they play Rift Bolt, yeah, it will be a counterspell. It'll just be a straight counterspell. The Lords are pretty terrible. You can just attack with just a bunch of mopey nonsense. The unfortunate part... is I don't have... other Lords. Yeah, I don't have Hexcatcher in this deck. Consign to Memory. What do you do, Consign to Memory? Yeah, I can hit the Suspend on Riftbolt, but I think that's it. And one problem with Damping Sphere is you could play it, and they'll play a sorcery on their turn, and then just play an instant on your turn, and it completely defeats the purpose. Or at least we get to be on the play this time. The hand is... I'm not in love with it, but I'm going to keep it. It's not interactive in the sense of stopping mass amounts of damage. I'm not going to play Lord or anything on turn 2, so we can start off with Mutavault. Yeah, so it's not good at stopping direct damage, but maybe it has a chance of stopping... Actually, Dockhand might do a little something. Might be annoying enough. Okay, we'll show the Dockhand. I will try not to bolt myself with the Sink into Stupor. It's possible I should have gone for Sink into Play tapped. And then, so what creature do you have in this deck? Skewer. I could have put Sink into Play tap, not play a Silvergill Mentor, and then I'd have this to do on turn 2. So I can do a lot of damage here. I'm going to forego all of that to play our Harbinger of the Seas, though. It will for sure absorb some amount of damage. Like a Lightning Bolt has to go after it before they can do anything else. A lot of fetch lands in this deck. And we fortunately have a backup Harbinger of the Seas. So if they kill Harbinger of the Seas, I can attack for what looks like 4, 5, 6. They have another mountain. That's rude. Seal of Fire. They do go after the Harbinger. Oh, I do have Sink It to Stupor as a counterspell. I totally forgot about that. So this is going to go up to 3. That's nice. And I guess at their upkeep, I'm going to play this Harbinger of the Seas. And with everything being blue, I will have the ability to play Force of Negation on like any particular key spell that might interact with my Harbinger of the Seas. Yeah, we'll counter that. The double lightning bolt. Well, so the fortunate thing is that that absorbs... Harbinger of the Seas basically absorbs 6 damage. That's 6 damage that's not going to our face. I will leave the Vial on 3. We can still draw Sveylun as on time. And we'll just attack with everything here. Is this like creatureless burn? We didn't see a single creature game 1. We're also seeing cards like Seal of Fire, which normally don't have room in this deck. Seal of Fire and Light Up the Stage. Those cards are not burn cards. No, I shouldn't say it's not in a traditional burn deck as of like 6 years ago. So, and I'm also not going to criticize these choices because the traditional burn deck doesn't look like it's going anywhere in 2026. So, I mean, if you're going to play burn, you might as well try out some new stuff like this, which I think is totally fine. I'm just making an observation, like there's no creatures in this deck. Or there's probably no creatures in this deck. Disruptor Flute, Disruptor Flute. Can I use this for anything else? Disruptor Flute, Disruptor Flute. Probably not. Okay, I just think we got to run it back. We're running it back. Running it back. What else could I do with Disruptor Flute? Name a fetch land? Activate abilities of source with the chosen name can't be activated. Like, I could name Bloodstained Mire. That'd be pretty sick. My opponent's like, the second Harbinger is cracked. It's not even clear to me my opponent... I mean, the way the game was playing out, it was just like a 3-mana Grizzly Bear. Like, I don't like this hand overall, but I'm going to keep it. Unfortunately, my opponent keeps 7 cards in hand. Seal? No, Rift Bolt. Start with Cavern, I suppose. On Merfolk. Next turn, we'll probably play a Mind Spring into casting a Mind Spring. And I also think next turn I'm going to put a Sink Into Stupor tapped so I can have double blue available for my Mind Spring on turn 3. Okay, Light Up the Stage finds a Wooded Foothills and another Light Up the Stage, which finds... I can't tell like what's exiled. Oh no, that Light Up the Stage... What happened here? Or was it Skewer the Critics? Okay, this is where Disruptor Flute would be great. No Disruptor Flute. Well, now I don't even want to play the Sink Into Stupor because I sort of want to use this to burn it on Force of Negation. So we're going to hold off on that idea. On the other hand, okay, there's another way I can do this. I can play the Sink Into Stupor with the opportunity to just hard cast this next turn. Like, what are the odds of me dying next turn? Probably pretty low. Probably pretty low. So we can just hard cast the Force Negation, try to play stuff from our hand. And our opponent's running low on cards. 3 cards left in hand. So this is all 3 damage stuff. Uh-oh. Chandra's Incinerator. Trample. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, its creature deals that much damage to target creature or player. That is a problem. It's a very, very big problem. Can't This game has gotten very serious all of a sudden. Okay, so they do have creatures in their deck. Big ones. Okay, what do I need? I need Champions of the Shoal. What can I do from here? I can play Harbinger of the Seas. I could do nothing. Ugh, this is 6 damage. That's a lot of damage. Okay, what are my options here? I think I gotta take 6 from this thing and go to 2. Oh, I screwed this up. I can't even play this thing right now. I meant to, I wanted to activate the Mindspring Merfolk, but to do that, I needed to play the Otawara. Okay, so let's play, well, I have no choice now. Play Harbinger of the Seas and pass, take 6. And then with at least one of these Mind Springs, actually, we could actually activate both Mind Springs, to be honest. That's not impossible at all. Okay, we'll force this, because I have no choice. Take 6, pass. Leave the Vial on 2, I guess. Come on, Champions of the Shoal. Oh, I got there. Okay, how much time do I have? Probably not a lot. Okay, let's first attack with everything. I die to anything. Unfortunately. I will take what are these things doing? Sack the land. Oh yeah, we got to keep that thing locked down. Okay, this Chandra is going to be locked down. I need my opponent to draw like air. I need my opponent to draw a good chunk of air for a little while. At least 2 turns. Okay, there's 1 piece of air. 1 piece. Okay, hold on. With the trigger on the stack, I'm going to activate my Mind Spring for 2. Okay, I want to turn off all my auto yields. I draw a 2-drop, but I'm not going to cast it though. Okay, I won't tick Vial up. But I can cast. Yeah, I can still. Okay, so I drew a blue card. That's good. Tap down Chandra's Incinerator. I can't believe we're winning this. Not even sure what I lose to at this point. Not even Slick Shot Show Off kills me here. Maybe an uncounterable burn spell, which would be very rude. Assuming our opponent just drew a land or something. They're probably ready. Well, you wanted it more than me. It's a good game. I said, well, you wanted it more than me. I did. Ugh, we don't have that many counter spells. What counter spells we do have, we did draw. Unbelievable. Hey, we can't forget giving a shout out to Champions of the Shoal here, okay? This card is unbelievable. This is a turnaround type of card. I'm telling you, we need more Merfolk with relevant ETBs. Relevant ETBs. This is the type of card that can help us win from behind, stabilize from behind, but also turn corners. And it's just enormous. Okay, that was round 1. Let's move on to round 2. Round 2, we lost the die roll. We have a hand. I'm going to keep it. It's got a 1-drop. It's got a 2-drop. It's got a Shadowspear. And also our big chunky card. Urza's Mine. So the only good thing about this hand is that we do have Harbinger of the Seas, but I don't know if we're going to get there in time. I could stall the board a little bit with the Dockhand, I guess. I could play Dockhand. I could play Shadowspear turn 2 and then tap one of the lands down. And then it looks very clear that they're going to just curve right into. I need a land deck. I don't need more Harbinger of the Seas. I have plenty of those. Okay, we'll tap down the tower, I suppose. If that's the thing that needs to be tapped down. You know, whenever an Urza deck is just playing land, doing nothing, they got the whole thing. I guess maybe they don't have the whole thing. They're hoping to play, like, something else. Talisman of Resilience. Okay. Come on, land. Ugh. But the good news is I can keep adding to the board. They didn't imprint anything on this. So we're just going to still tap things down the old-fashioned way. Hopefully gumming up their curve. Our curve is gummed up. We got a tower anyway. Play Thought Knot into my 3 Harbinger of the Seas. I dare ya. Oh, Sowing Miko Spawn. That's an evil one. Okay, so it doesn't matter, though, because we have Harbinger of the Seas. Come on, give me one more land. Ugh, what is wrong with my deck sometimes? What is the best thing to do here? I guess Flood Pit's Drowner and hold on to the Dismember. It's like stopping my opponent from doing anything is impossible. Gonna hold on to the Dismember a little bit longer. For, I don't know, something bigger that I can't. I mean, if I have nothing to do with my mana next turn, I guess I could do something to the Sowing Miko Spawn. So now we're hoping our opponent has all lands. This is a situation where we're hoping they have all the lands they could possibly need and nothing to spend it on. It's which is not impossible. I would say it's not happening as often here in 2026. Another Miko Spawn, but it's kicked now. Okay, well now we're just toast. Do I even want to entertain another turn? I guess so. We have 4 power on board. I do have 22 lands in this deck. And we were on the draw. Yeah, come look at my hand. Oh man, this hand would have been so good. Because it would have shut off. Oh, no, actually, this card, this talisman, was actually the glue to the entire deck. They would be able to play the Thought Knot Seer and the Miko Spawn off of it. So it's not clear that even if I had Harbinger of the Seas, it would have been all rosy. Okay, I've seen enough. We can go on to the next game. Okay, we got a lot of the goods here, though. We got a lot of the goods. What am I going to play Disruptor Flute on? Does this interact? Okay, we're definitely going to play Damping Sphere. They also showed us Karn, so I should probably have... Oh no, I don't need Force Negation. You can, Consign to Memory is good. But is Disruptor Flute going to do something around here? Maybe. Cards I do not want. 1 Ether Vial can always be shaved versus a Karn the Great Creator deck. Just drawing too many Ether Vials in that scenario is terrible. I think Champions of the Shoal will be good. I'm going to hold on to that. I think Dockhand is fine, but like pretty expendable. This also may not be the best matchup for Silvergill Mentor. Also might not be the best matchup for Flood Pit's Drowner. I mean, cannot... No. Yeah, it's still good. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, actually, this is not a Shadowspear matchup. Like, it can, but I doubt it. Like, either we're going to control everything that they're doing and we're going to win, or we're not. I could be wrong about that. I don't have a lot of experience. I've almost no experience with Shadowspear, but usually I'm just getting rolled if I'm getting rolled. So we can do away with a Shadowspear. I don't mind Dismember. Can kill a lot of stuff on the ground. Okay, I'll get rid of 1 Mentor because I just don't know what to get rid of. I don't mind having some tempo cards. This looks very... Okay, well, at least I'm going to curve. I have no protection, though. They show Devour of Destiny. Okay, we'll start by playing our lonely Mindspring Merfolk. Go get him. Start that car up. Get the engine running. What is it? What does this car run on? Water? Feels like it. That's great. We're going to face a turn 2 Thought Knot Seer before I can even get this Harbinger of the Season play. I can sense it. Mindspring Merfolk. I guess I'm not going to play that, though. Behold my Mindspring Merfolk. One nice thing is we can sort of outrace Karn here. If a Karn hits. This was such a juicy Harbinger of the Seas. But they're going to play Thought Knot Seer and take our Harbinger of the Seas. Yeah. I know how this works. I've been to this rodeo before. Ooh, that is interesting. It is very interesting. I'm gonna play this. Bolt. I think I'm gonna pass. And my intention is to like bounce this Thought Knot Seer at end of turn, if that's a line, or consign something. It's fine. Okay, they're on the defense, so we'll sink. We're gonna draw a card. It's a very useless card. Very, very, very useless card. We're going to attack. How many spells can be played next turn? I don't know. Okay, I'll play... Just in case I need to counter two things, I'm going to hold up this Consign to Memory. I don't want to tap out and play Mind Spring. Power Plant online. They're going for some big mana here. Big mana. Big mana plays. So I'm hoping that... Well, I don't know what I'm hoping, but I'm hoping I can nail two things with this Consign to Memory. That was 4 mana? Oh, wow, you're clunky right now. I was hoping to draw just an untapped land for this Mind Spring because I'm going to activate it. Anyway, it did not happen. Attack for 3. I'm holding Mind Spring in my hand just in case my opponent goes for an All Is Dust next turn. Something rather like that. I will put the Glasspool Mimic in play so that I have the option to what's it called? To go for a bigger Mind Spring the following turn. So hold on, this Ugin, it's something like it's cast, it exiles a card. Sure. Gain 3 life and draw cards, pretty good. Thought Knot Seer does not come back down. Oh, Kozilek's Command. Oh, good God. It's just crushing me. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, exile up to 1 target permanent, that's 1 or more colors. Okay, so we need to put another Mind Spring in play, draw 4. Hopefully, sorry, draw 2. Hopefully get some good stuff. What can I draw for 2 mana? Do I have the Disruptor Flutes? Oh, I don't. We need to bring... Oh, this is a great... Is this game 2? It is game 2. Did we win game 1? I think we lost game 1, right? Damn, I should have brought the Disruptor Flute in. This is a Disruptor Flute matchup. Because you can name Ugin, Eye of Storms. You can hit Karn the Great Creator. You can hit Expedition Map. I'm a fool. This is a great matchup for this. Maybe, okay, so I'm going to activate Mind Spring right now, see what I draw. If I don't draw anything good, I'm going to keep the Vial on 1, so I can put another Mind Spring in play. Did not draw anything useful. So it can stay where it is. More Mind Springs. What's the ultimate? Search a library for any number of colorless non-land cards, exile them, then shuffle. I'm in really, really bad shape. Really bad shape. Sure. Okay. I've had enough. They got too many things. There's too many things going on over there. All right, apparently we lost round one. It's a tough matchup. What can I say? It's a tough matchup. It's not. It was funny. You know, I've had Consign to Memory in my main deck for an eternity, and I never ran into any of these decks. I don't think so on stream. And now finally, I shove the Consign to Memory in the sideboard, and I finally run into an Eldrazi deck. I think Consign to Memory. I think this is a main deckable card overall. Honestly, there's not a single matchup where it's going to be like a total brick. It's just it can be like really lukewarm versus a lot of decks. But then it's a pretty good heavy hitter in game one versus these decks. Anyway, that was round two. Let's move on to round three. Round three, we lost the die roll. Our hand is pretty weak. I mean, it's essentially 5 lands and 2 creatures. But we do a Sink into Stupor as a bit of a tempo card. The hand is definitely on the weaker side, but I'll keep it. At least this can be played as like a bounce spell or pseudo counter spell. This is a bad start. Sort of looks like it's Amulet. Well, we're drawing stuff. I don't know if that stuff is going to be of any use to us. Another Urza. I have to deal with 2 amulets now. You know what's sad? I'm curving out perfectly. Okay, so what happens here? You go get Amulet. I don't think anything terrible happens, though, yet. 1 amulet doesn't kill me. The 2nd amulet does. And that's when we have to have Flood Pits ready to, like, I don't know, tap down Primeval Titan for a turn. Or even sink it for a turn. Yeah, probably have to sink the Primeval Titan. I bet they have a Karoo land in hand. Can't prove that, though. Their hand might be awkward. Or I guess they could have a Karoo land in hand, they just have nothing to do with it. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Not thinking about that at all. Well, in that case, I just hope my opponent doesn't have Dismember in hand. That came right on time. Because the funny thing is, this saga's on chapter 2, but it's of, like, no use. We top deck that. Harbinger of the Seas to the rescue. And we just win. We snap win. Okay, cards. Cards that I like. Damping Sphere is a good one. Disruptor Flute. I think this is a Disruptor Flute matchup. Consign to Memory is... It has some application because you can counter the 3rd chapter trigger to get the amulet, and that's actually worth a lot. I just don't know if I have the room for it. Force Negation can hit amulet on turn 1 and any of the tutors for creatures. Okay, what do I get rid of? I'm going to get rid of Dismember. There's really nothing to hit with it. Shadowspear again, sadly. It was really good. It was super good for that versus that burn deck. Even though we never saw it actually happen. Champions of the Shoal looks useless. This is too clunky. Okay, so we do have room for more cards. How many creatures do I have? 29. I could shave off some more creatures. Richard Dockhand's actually really good in this matchup. I don't mind... Sveylun is like okay. So the good thing about Sveylun is that it gets around the sweepers. Things like Pyroclasm or... Not even Pyroclasm. I can't remember what sweepers that they play now, but like Amulet can play a variety of sweepers between Fire Spout or Pyroclasm or something like that. So having that available is fine, but that's also even more reason to have Force of Negations in the deck. Silver Guild Mentor is okay. I mean, look at the pressure. So, well, Silver Guild Mentor actually didn't matter in this match. It didn't do anything. Oh, I can't forget Glass Pool Mimic. Okay, so what does Disruptor Flute do? It prevents... Actually, maybe I don't need so many Disruptor Flutes. This is just like my answer to Urza Saga so that I don't lose to stupid tokens. But other than that, Disruptor Flute, this might not be the best Disruptor Flute matchup. Because I need some answer to them just playing Urza Saga and then like keep triggering this stupid thing. Before Engineered Explosives was a fine way to do that. Because they definitely beat you. They could like definitely... It's like a plan C for them, but they could definitely win with that plan. This hand's very good. This hand is very, very good. Oh, sorry. No. Okay, I was like, Disruptor Flute is one of the main reasons I bring this in. It's for that Amethyst card. The Aftermath Amethyst Analyst? Aftermath Analyst? I don't remember its name. Okay, we're going to keep this. Yeah, I should have had all 4. Because they can't win! Like, the whole point is to dump a bunch of lands in the graveyard and then bring them back. Arboreal Grazer. Graze away. Doesn't look like it's eating anything at all. So I have like 2 Harbinger of the Seas here. Merfolk. I'm getting a lot of vials on the draw, but being on the draw is so punishing now in Modern. I mean, it's insane. It's so harsh to be on the draw. Well, there's the Beseju. So they're going to have at least an answer to our Damping Sphere. Oh, but they need a second one. Okay, Merfolk. Play our first Damping Sphere. Who knows? Maybe they even have an answer already. So they're going to have to... oh, they already have an answer? No, they don't. Okay, so Construct Plan. Constructs are us. Okay, not a Construct Plan. Second Amulet. But the lands only tap for 1. I guess this one will tap for 3 in this case. They have technically not cast anything this turn. Still gotta sack 2 lands though. What are we going to play here? Aftermathy? Maybe a Spelunking? I'm wondering if Damping Sphere is like a hidden gem in Modern right now. It interacts with a lot of decks. And again, like, it's hard to... Like, the only artifact hate that I see, really, is the Beseju. That's it. Look, our opponent brought in a Lotus Field, sacked their whole board, and then that's it. That's all they got. Okay, you do have a Construct. And I can tap their lands with my Dockhand, which is probably what I'm going to do. Glass Pool. Probably I do nothing with this. I play it if I play. Well, the thing is, I'm guaranteed to have Harbinger of the Seas in play next turn, no matter what. And I actually might want to prefer to hope to draw a land. I hardcast Harbinger of the Seas, and then I can vial in another one. That would be ideal. Okay, hold on. Damping Sphere. What do I do with this card? If a land is played for 2 or more mana, it produces colorless instead. Each spell a player casts costs 1 more to cast for each other spell this player has cast this turn. So, what if I have 2 Damping Spheres? Is that better than 1? Probably. So if they bounce one with Beseju, it doesn't do anything to the other one. I can do nothing with this Dockhand. I pass. Arboreal Grazer. No, puts no land in hand. No land in play. Okay, I will not do anything about this construct. I do not really care about this construct. And we'll take the vial up to 3. Do I get a 3rd land? No, I don't. That's fine, though. It's fine. Even if they killed our Harbinger of the Seas with Dismember, it would not be a big deal. They would take 4 life. Okay, they saw enough. All right, pretty clean, easy victory. I mean, the Damping Sphere actually was the MVP of this game. We just played Damping Sphere. They couldn't combo off despite having 2 amulets in play. And it was easy peasy from there. All right, that was round 3. Let's move on to round 4. Round 4, we lost the die roll, so we're 0-4 for die rolls. The hand is terrible. It has 1 land and it's colorless, mulligan. This hand is significantly more painful. I tell my opponent, hi, good luck. Luck is the only relevant thing in Modern Horizons 3 Modern after all. Let the roulette begin. Well, I don't know what that says about my opponent's deck. Sounds like they're a little aggressive. Okay, I think I can keep this. I'm going to keep it. And I'll throw away a Master. And I intend on playing like turn 1, Dismember, turn 2, put the Sink into Stupor, tap, play Shadowspear, and hopefully we can like peel 2 more lands to get a Champions of the Shoal in play. No, I hope the deck lines up with whatever our opponent is doing. It's possible that Dismember is worthless. Opponent starts off with Arid Mesa, which actually might, so far I assume this is Boros Energy. Okay, we draw a land immediately. That's good. Our opponent has put no pressure on us, so I'll just start off with Soporific Springs. Arid Mesa cracked. Is it a Surveil land? It is, but not the one I thought it was going to be. No, I don't even know what this deck is. Zoo? Is this Zoo? Zoo? Oh, Storm. Well, the Shadowspear looks a little bad. Drew Harbinger of the Seas. This is like a situation where if I tap out, I die. I can just die. I gotta be sort of ready for the cost reducer, but they didn't even play a cost reducer immediately. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. That is a good card. That is not bad. Okay, we're gonna play a little careful then. Just gonna play this on Merfolk and pass, and I'm gonna hold up Dismember for a Ral. And then I'll try to put a Harbinger of the Seas in play, which is probably not gonna be that useful. Like, Harbinger of the Seas is very hit or miss in the Storm matchup. And by hit or miss, I mean, like, it can sometimes win the game on the spot. It's sometimes also useful post board to have some Harbinger of the Seas because they'll play like a splash of green or white. Oh, what the hell is this? I did not see that coming. Oh, it's Dredge. Conflagrate. Interesting. Creeping Chill hits us. Well, in that case, the Harbinger of the Seas will be better. Not perfect. This Conflagrate is still pretty good. Burning Inquiry. All right. Let's go. I have no graveyard hate, too. What did I lose? I lost my Harbinger of the Seas. Our opponent got like a big advantage from concealing their deck to us. I haven't seen Dredge. Actually, I shouldn't say I haven't seen Dredge. We've actually seen Dredge a few times in the leagues. By a few times, I mean like one other time. But it was higher than 0. So for the people that want to play Dredge, it looks like that's a thing. And it's an Arclight Phoenix Dredge deck. Very similar to like what we saw before. Man, I am just getting completely rocked by this thing. So what's going to be good here? Probably Damping Sphere. Damping Sphere. Oh man, we're so dead. What was this, turn 3? Classic Modern. Never change Modern. Okay, so we do have cards available. We can play Force of Negation. Sign of Memory is probably not useful. Damping Sphere. Maybe Disruptor Flute? Actually, I can, because I can see Conflagrate in the graveyard. Yeah, okay, so Dismember, bad. Champion's Initial is actually going to be good for any Phoenix that hits the board that we haven't dealt with yet. Harbinger of the Seas is going to be also very good. Okay, what is not good? Shadowspear is also probably going to be good. So it's like a means of getting us back in the game when we're like close to dead lost. I have 32 creatures. I got to shave some stuff though. We got it. Well, we got to go down on some cards. We got sacrifices have to be made. Maybe just the 1-drops. I'm not really in love with the Lords. I understand you have to go for a kill at some point somewhere. But how many things can I Disruptor Flute? Is it just Conflagrate? Which is not bad, because Conflagrate is a beating. Maybe I'll get rid of 1 Mentor. Bring in 2 Flute. What else can I hit, though? Choose a card name. And they're filling their graveyard all the time. I could also choose, in theory... what's it called? This actually might not work as well as I think, because they do get a lot of lands. So in addition to their X, they just pay more cards. I'm just curious, can they just pay it with cards anyway? If it costs 3 mana, or sorry, like it costs 3 extra mana, can they just discard 3 cards? I would need a judge to tell me that. Actually, Consigned Memory does have one thing going for it. If a bunch of Phoenixes trigger, or even, what's it called? It's not just Phoenixes, also the Lightning Helix that goes to the graveyard. That can counter that. Okay, we'll just work with this and see what happens. I can't go down too low on creatures because I'm actually pretty low as it is. There's like 3 Glasspool Mimics in this deck, and they should not really be counted as creatures. They should be counted primarily as lands. This hand sucks. It sucks because it's not really interactive. As you saw, our opponent can just win on turn 3. It is a good hand versus Burning Inquiry. Okay, so we can keep and hope for the best. I always need to keep Burning Inquiry in mind. It's a good hand versus Burning Inquiry because we have Aether Vial. So if Burning Inquiry is played and we are forced to shuffle our hand away and draw more cards, then hopefully we draw something good. We draw good stuff. I wonder, does this deck have Faithless Looting? Another island. Do I need it? I think I'll pass on it for now. So we'll behold our Mind Spring. They can know that Mind Spring is on the way. That's fine. I don't mind. We're going to attack for a good chunk of damage next turn. If I vial in a Mind Spring Merfolk, activate for 1, play a Lord, that's like 7 damage. Nothing to sneeze at. There's the artist talent. Very talented. And because of that, our opponent is going to dredge a ton. A ton. Alright, let's draw some cards. By draw cards, I mean draw 1 card. That would have been nice to draw it now. I would have preferred to draw on that and bounce Artist Talent. I should have vialed in the Master. That was a small mistake by me. Because I'm vialing it in now. Now it's going to look like that's what I drew. Alright. Hope we don't die. We certainly can. If the Master of the Pearl Trident is like 1 toughness higher, that makes it a lot harder on Conflagrate. Flame Jab. 1 damage to any target. Look at that, see? Does it have to discard a land card? Flame Jab again. Oh, Burning Inquiry. I'm a bit fine with that. Our hand is not like super amazing. Like Champions of the Shoal was fine. Okay, when it went in the graveyard though? We have the Creeping Chills went in the graveyard. No Conflagrate. I'll keep the Vial on 2. Can maximize how much damage I do this turn. And I'll play 1 Mind Spring Merfolk. Opponent goes to 5. They seem pretty dead. Maybe it wasn't even necessary playing the Mindspring Merfolk. Okay, Life from the Loam. There's no Dredger in here, which is good for us. There's a bunch of Flame Jabs, but the creatures are too big. Too big. Very big. Okay, Flame Jab something. Oh, Flame Jab at least activates the Life from the Loam. Well, there's a Stinkweed Imp now. So they can play a land, play another Flame Jab. Ooh, it's a painful land. That's the problem. They play another... Oh, they're going to go just straight Faithless Looting. They found 1 Arclight Phoenix. What is going on here? Does there like... Mill... Oh, I guess, yeah. For each draw, there's like 3 mills. Sorry, mill 3. So what? Is it like mill 9? Did they put 19 cards in the graveyard? So Conflagrate is not useful. What happened here? So whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may discard a card if you do draw a card. So they discard, then they draw, and they opt to dredge 3. Oh, did it like all of them trigger, but they can only use 1? Like I'm just confused why it showed 3 triggers. So in the end, they discarded 9 cards. They'll get 1 Arclight Phoenix back, which we can tap down with Flood Pit's Drowner. Okay, they're gonna dig for more Arclight Phoenixes. They're fortunately tapped out for I need to go for my face. I assume these things are not going to attack. Attacking would be crazy! Yeah. And I can just attack through both of them anyway. Okay, now what? Okay, so Disruptor Flute can also hit Flame Jab. Just as like a random spell. So we can hit Flame Jab, Conflagrate. But what am I going to remove? I don't want to remove anything. It's possible I'm overrating Shadowspear in this matchup. It's possible. Because, like, either I'm going to control... Like, I don't know, this doesn't look... One thing about Shadowspear is it's going to be good in games that can go semi-long. It looks like either our opponent's just going to completely roll us, or we're going to roll them. So maybe I'm overrating this card in this matchup right now. And we should actually lean on more Disruptor Flutes. I don't even know if Disruptor Flute is just the way to go. You can also name Life from the Loam if it was dredged back to hand. Anyway, it somehow it feels useful, even though I don't have any use for it yet. If you catch my drift. I see interactions. I don't know if they matter. That's the thing. A lot of people have always argued with me. Not like arguing with, but they're like that. They'll say a card is good because, well, it does this to this card. Yeah, but the question is, does it matter? And I actually feel like I'm in that spot right now where I have that card. Like, you know, Disruptor Flute, it can do things. But will it matter? Like, is it actually going to help me win the game? This hand looks very bad. Like, against a deck that's trying to kill me on turn 3. Did they keep 7? Yeah, they're keeping 7, unfortunately for me. Like, it's an okay hand, but it's like it doesn't do anything if my opponent is doing anything. I'm gonna mulligan. I don't have lands for this hand. I have to mulligan again. I don't have lands for this hand, but I have to keep it. I have to keep something. We'll have to get rid of the most expensive cards. Yeah, guess that's it. Wish I had the first hand. Well, if we get the Damping Sphere in play, that'd be awesome. It'll make it really hard for them to double spell on a turn. On the other hand, they'll have the time because I have like no pressure on them, period. I was like, did they keep a 1-lander and didn't find a land? Because they didn't discard anything with this thing. Artist Talent, all right, for the millionth time. Okay, let's see how useful. Let's see how talented you are. You can only play like basically 1 spell a turn. But that's not entirely true. They can play a few spells a turn. But all right, this deck looks like if I force to negate this Artist Talent, it just folds. That's not entirely true, because of course they have Faithless Looting and Burning Inquiry, but those are significantly. It seems significantly worse compared to Artist Talent, which like they can just play anything. They play any card. Any card whatsoever. It's all good. There's an Arclight Phoenix. I'm going to get beaten down by a Phoenix already. One Phoenix. Ooh, an Ancient Grudge. Another Ancient Grudge. They came packing heat. Ooh, but we have the Disruptor Flute. We need to get this thing in play before the Ancient Grudge gets online. No, they're not going to wait. They're like, we got to deal with this thing. Oh, what is it? It's 3 spells? What have they been putting in their hand? Golgari. Yeah, that makes Artist Talent so much stronger here. Oh, that's going to be the 3rd card. To get what? At least 1 Phoenix? 2 Phoenixes. 2 Phoenixes are seen. And I am basically dead lost. What can I do? There's no... Well, I don't want to play on, but at the same time, I don't want to give up. Okay, well, we'll just pass. But we are super behind. Look at all them triggers. Oh, I see. So when you draw a card, they all trigger now. I never saw that before. Like, why do I see that? It's just a it's not a trigger. It's a replacement effect. You know what I mean? It just confused me that all these things, like it keeps saying it's a triggered ability. It's a replacement effect. There is no trigger. The online client is lying. It's absolutely lying. Given how this game is played out, I really wish I kept our first hand. Looks like it would have been... Oh, actually, it might not have been fine. The Ancient Grudge would have eaten our Ether Vial. See, look at this. Look, these aren't triggered abilities. None of those are triggers. Bolt goes to our face. What's sad is if I Flood Pit's Drowner and suck out like an Arclight Phoenix, it won't even do anything. Oh my god, we're so dead. There's 2 more Lava Darts in the graveyard. Yeah, all these triggers are confusing me. Okay, but we do have at least one semi-answer. Now that they sacked all their lands, I actually see a route to winning. It requires Harbinger the Seas, for sure. It's completely unnecessary to Lava Dart me to death. Needed that a little bit earlier. So anyway, we'll attack for 2. They also have 8 cards left in their deck. Attack for 2. I have another Flood Pit's Drowner. Alright, this game is going on for no reason. But it's going on. Is there how many Creeping Chills are left? Did they all get exiled? Ugh, there's so many Creeping Chills left in this deck. I'm just gonna die to Creeping Chill. Yeah, there's the bottom of the deck was loaded with them. All right, good games. Although, like I would say, I don't think it's hard to tell actually for me to know if this is if this matchup is good or bad, because cards like Force and Negation are like pretty huge. You know, if you force negate the Artist Talent, a lot of our regular cards can, you know, they're pretty strong. They can interact. I would say Merfolk is in a little bit better position to fight back against Dredge than it was way in the past, because we've got some like free interaction for it. Disruptor Flute, I have no idea. It was just a first time playing with this card. And also it didn't help that we mulliganed to 5. Anyway, that was round 4. Let's move on to round 5. Guess what, everybody? I won the die roll. Thank God. We didn't say this is the best hand to win a die roll with, but it curves out, so I'm going to keep it. Hopefully this is a deck where Harbinger of the Seas is going to be good. Because if it's not, then this hand is very bad. Come on, Eldrazi. Eldrazi, let's go. Go Dockhand. A very honest creature. A very honest creature in 2026. It was pretty honest when it came out. Amulet again? Gilded Goose. Okay. This is like a Samwise Gamgee deck or whatever. I don't remember exactly what these decks are all about. I think there's a 3-drop. There's that machine. There's that machine guy that I have to worry about. Ugh, this is very awkward. The stupid Gilded Goose. You make mana. I am going to do nothing this turn to tap down their land. I really wish I drew a Dismember for that stupid goose. All I remember is there's a 3-mana machine where if a token comes into play, you get 3 tokens. I don't know what this deck is. Yeah, I'm really disappointed in this league because this whole entire league is just a bunch of... I'm not going to say... Like, it was a bunch of fringe matchups, and I really want to know how well we do versus the really, really good decks. And frankly, I didn't learn anything. I learned we could beat Amulet with some sideboard cards and get rolled by Eldrazi. Oh, it's a Badger Mole deck. When this creature enters Earthbound 1, whenever you tap a creature for mana, add an additional green. So that's actually going to be a super big problem. So, like, what? My Harbinger of the Seas does nothing? I'm assuming. Guess we just go Merfolk, play Harbinger, attack with our Dockhand, and that's it. Has Island Walk. Now, what I can do, though, is use Dockhand to actually tap down the Godless Shrine that can tap for mana, if I understand correctly. Oh. What does it do? Oh, it's an island, so it can tap for blue. Whenever you tap a creature for mana, add an additional green. So this thing still taps for mana. So what I can do is play Lord, Dockhand next turn, and use 1 open mana to tap down this thing so they can't play anything for green mana. If their green mana is locked down, then this card can't even do anything. Yeah, so they're already working on this. Champions of the Shoal. Huh. That's interesting. Because now I could tap down the Gilded Goose. And now they can't tap for anything. I think I'm going to play this. I'm going to play Champions. So, because if I tap down the Gilded Goose, they can't add 1 mana of any color. They can only add green. Green and only green. So we'll attack with our Dockhand. And I guess we're going to play Champion, get rid of the Silvergill Mentor. I'm going to make sure this goose is cooked. This is Super Tidebinder Mage. Super Tidebinder Mage. To be honest, I don't know why this thing is 4 mana. They could have made it 3 mana. Seems a bit excessive. I'm sure they want access to black and white. Well, you do not get any of it. Sorry, bub. And we will just perpetually keep tapping down the Gilded Goose. Ooh, another Harbinger of the Seas. Should I have that in play? Probably. Yeah, I should probably have that over another Harbinger. Let's attack with Champion. Champion triggers, targets Goose. Like, I'm in no rush. Let's just make sure I'm not going to lose to any sort of random crap. And I will tap down this Godless Shrine. Now it seems like they're locked out. All right. I play good. Now, here's the problem. I don't know what's in my opponent's deck. Like, I have no idea. This is probably a really good Cursed Totem matchup. But Cursed Totem isn't any good overall in Modern right now. Does Disruptor Flute doesn't interact with mana abilities, but it interacts with things that are not mana abilities. So like Gilded Goose needs to activate to make a food. I could Disruptor Flute that ability. What else? Chosen name can be activated unless they're mana abilities. No, it doesn't look useful. I bet there's something I can force a negate. I just don't know what it is. Stern Scolding looks like it's good. Can hit Badger Mole Cub. Like I don't know if I need Force Negation. Maybe, maybe not. I have a feeling Champions of the Shoal is not good in this matchup. It's just a feeling. This looks like a pretty aggro creature combo deck. This is, again, Shadowspear. No value here. Too bad. We had one good matchup for this Shadowspear. It was literally the burn deck, and that was it. Nothing else. I don't know. Maybe it's a sideboard card. But then if it's in the sideboard, I have less things to do on turn for 1 mana in game 1. I need to make room for 3 things. Well, just remove the champions. That's probably enough. Okay, submit. I bet the Disruptor Flute is good for something. I just don't know what it is. Like, if this is Yawgmoth, I should probably have Disruptor Flute in the deck. I'm definitely going to keep this. 2 Harbinger of the Seas and a Flood Pits Drowner. It's so cool. And we have turn 3 Harbinger of the Seas online. Fetches for Underground Mortuary. The reason I didn't bring in Disruptor Flute is because from what what few cards I saw, it was useless. I can't remember what that Samwise Gamgee card does, though. Okay, you're going to perpetually have green. Okay, Badger Mole Cub. Badger Mole, Badger Mole, Badger Mole. Ooh! I can suck this thing up with my Flood Pits Drowner. Will not come back. Actually, what is the rule? I think Earthbend is like when it dies. When it dies or is exiled. Haha, that's not what I'm going to do to it. Flood Pits Drowner does not kill anything or exile anything. It's a very innocent card. It will simply put it back into your deck. Better than mill. You have a chance to draw it again. Does my opponent want to do something at my upkeep? What's going on here? I will play the island. We'll put a stop at their upkeep. And hopefully suck away Underground Mortuary if we're given the time. 4 mana Stone Rain. Maybe this is going to be Bowmasters. Ooh, they are getting prepared for that Harbinger of the Seas. A second Badger Mole Cub. Badger Mole number 2. So what, they had double the mana now? Well, can't interact with that very well. I think I will attack for 2. And if Badger Mole Cub like blocks, that's fine. Well, now here's another question. Do I just slam a Harbinger of the Seas? I could suck away this land. No, but the land is earthbended. Whenever a creature taps for land at a green. Yeah, I think we gotta get rid of this thing. That's gonna be a lot of mana. It's a lot of mana. They already have access to like 4 mana right now. I do need them to play another non-basic land for this Harbinger of the Seas, though. Another Badger Mole? It's Badger Mole aggro. Birthing Ritual. Okay, finally, that's what this deck is about. It's a Birthing Ritual deck. Oh, I see. And so if they lose the land, it comes back. Okay, I get it. You know what? In that case, I should have I should have played Harbinger of the Seas. Let that land stay. I play my Lord, attack, and then we just try to like aggro them out. Now I have no idea what our opportunities are. But it's definitely some sort of combo deck. Oculus. There's blue in this deck? So I just never saw the blue yet? Getting rid of Badgermole? I don't get it. Oh, because they want to get an Oculus. Another Oculus. I have to deal with 2 dummies next turn. I think I'm dead. I think I'm like supremely dead here. Whereas actually, if I wasn't so focused on getting rid of that land, if I just played Harbinger, maybe I'm winning because it's just like a 2-turn clock. If they don't have any removal, I would just outrace all this crap easily with this type of hand. We'll take the Vial up to 3. Maybe Champion's the Shoal is better. Actually, I don't know what to do about this card. So there appears to be some sort of cat. Oh no, it is a Samwise Gamgee combo deck with Oculus in it. This deck just has everything. Whenever another non-token creature you control enters, create a food token. Sack 3 foods. Return target historic card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, so that's something I can definitely hit with Disruptor Flute. What to get rid of? What to get rid of? Dismember is going to be fine. Don't know how much I love Stern Scolding. Force Negation is still very good. Actually, I don't know if it's very good. It interacts with Birthing Ritual. That's about it. It would seem lording them out is like enough to win the game. I don't know if maybe Disruptor Flute is just not enough. I'll just dismember this Samwise Gamgee if I have the opportunity. So I think our hand last game was really good, and I just didn't know about it. To be honest, I'm not in love with this hand. I have no Island Walk. I do have a Dismember. This is the type of hand I prefer to have on the draw. Because if I'm on the draw, I have a little bit better chance of drawing gas. But while I'm on the play, like if none of these are utility lands, they don't do anything for me in this game. Turn 1 Vial. Turn 1, you do something. I can dismember. I can dismember Badgermole Cup. I can't dismember. Well, I think everything is dismemberable. I'll keep it. I don't love it. It's the type of hand. It needs like 2 more useful cards. And I don't have... Anyway, I don't have them yet. And on the play, you can't depend on drawing them. And like, this is just going to be a speed bump for whatever our opponent does. Like, I'll dismember that. And hope that that's good enough. Or hope that that makes them stumble enough. But their curve is low. Like, you know, in the past, if you hit a Mana Dork, it was pretty severe because that's a very bad draw. Their curve, how do I put it? Their curve started at 3 to 4. Now people's curves, like, they just go to 2. They could just play Samwise Gamgee or Badgermole Cub next turn, and, like, I don't know. Is it a big deal? It's probably not that big of a deal. They're probably in good shape, especially if it's Badgermole Cub. Okay, that's good. That's going to make their hand a little clunky. This would have been really good. This would have been fine if one of these lands was like a Mutavault. Anyway, let's see what happens. Okay, I'm going to lose this game. I needed to draw non-land cards. That's not a non-land card. Here, I'll put this thing in play. Maybe the correct thing to do was to play a Lord. And then have my hand a little bit more disguised. Because now they know half the cards in my hand. Okay, here's Samwise. What does it do exactly? Whenever another non-token creature you control enters, create a food token. So whenever you play a creature, sack 3 foods to return target historic card from your graveyard to your hand. A historic card is like an artifact, something and something. So the way they're playing it, it feels like they have Fatal Push. Yeah, I mean, I can't really interact. So instead of drawing, like I said, I needed to draw like 2 more good things. Instead of drawing 2 more good things, I drew a bunch of junk. I drew 2 more bad things. This card would, and you know the really frustrating thing, this card would be good if I were just peeling lands. Mindspring is fantastic. Something I could have done here actually was just attack with the Merfolk token as well, because they probably wouldn't block. It's very, very low probability that they would block. Okay, we do have 2 active vials, potentially a Mindspring for 2, if I can draw a land. Now the time I'm going to want to draw a land, I'm not going to draw a land. But I guess if I draw a piece of gas, that's okay, because I'll just draw 1 random card. Okay, this makes a food. Is this a combo? I bet there's 1 piece missing. I just don't know what it is. Historic card. What's a historic card? It's a legendary card, an artifact, a something else. Need 3 food. Court of Calling is close to getting online too. I removed Champions of the Shoal. I can't draw that anymore. So both of these can stay on 3 and 2 for an eternity. Okay, I do draw land. I think I should activate now. Get our options. Our options, they're not that bad actually. We can use the Glasspool Mimic to copy the Mindspring Merfolk, and then we'll get another few cards. Okay, so Cat Oven deck will do Cat Oven things. How does this work? It's sack a food, return the card from the graveyard back to the battlefield. Okay, but then that's 1 less. Oh no, okay, that's infinite blocks. And it drains and gains. So actually I dealt a lot less damage than I thought I could do. So can I Disruptor Flute food? Did I bring Disruptor Flute in? I did not. So Disruptor Flute could have been really, really good. Okay, so I need to draw into... They still have nothing to get back from the graveyard. I will take 1 damage here. So I have to get rid of... So I just get rid of Samwise Gamgee. That should be fine. In a way, I want a land so I can dismember and play Mindspring for 2. Got a Flood Pits Drowner. Well, Mindspring for 1 is okay too. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, we'll Activate for 1. Pump up the team. Sucked. It sucked really bad. Okay, while this is on the stack, I will attempt to dismember the Samwise. It's possible there's another Samwise in hand. Okay, Young Wolf is back. Play land. And pass. And probably I am going to tap down the Young Wolf. No, hold on. How does this work? Maybe I tap down the Cauldron. Sack of food. Yeah, I should tap down the Cauldron Familiar to make sure it doesn't die. In fact, I should probably Flood Pits, tap it down, and get rid of it permanently. Well, they can gain a bunch of life. Let's not forget about that. So we drew a bunch of garbage. Turns out our opponent drew a bunch of garbage. Our garbage is a little bit better, especially since we drew a bunch of cards. Samwise is back. Maybe better than ever. Oh no! Well, did they have Samwise in hand? I think they had Samwise in hand the entire time. Okay, so they can sack, Cauldron. This is the combo, right? Pretty sure this is the combo. They sack it, crack food, get Cauldron back, Sam triggers. Okay, I think that's what happened in this game. There was 2 Sams in hand. I wonder if this thing is on the stack and I had Dismember, can I even interact? I don't even think I can interact because I could Dismember the Viserys here and they could still sack a food to like get the thing going anyway. Good games. We unfortunately lost that match. Well, I would say even though we only went 2-3, I think the deck performed pretty well. The problem is I'm up against I'm up against a bunch of really, really random decks. But that honestly, that's sort of reminiscent of Modern a really, really long time ago. If things like Dredge and the Samwise Gamgee deck and Burn are all somewhat playable in Modern right now, that's actually a really good sign of Modern's health. Unfortunately, these are not the matchups I was preparing for, and this is honestly very similar to what it would have been like for me even back in 2016, where if you just run up against the bottom end of Modern's metagame, you're sort of going to lose to it. I could have played way better because we had Disruptor Flute in our sideboard. That card would have been great versus the Samwise deck. It would have been great because I could just name well, I mean, there's many activated abilities in that deck that would get shut down by the Disruptor Flute. So that card, that would have been one way I could have played the deck like supremely better, or I would have had a much better chance. Other than that, I like it. I like it. Unfortunately, Shadowspear, we didn't see any. We saw great use out of Champions Initial. We saw great use out of Silvergill Mentor. Saw nothing out of Shadowspear. Borderline nothing. Did not get the matchups for it. Possibly there's not enough of them. I'm trying. So the deal is, I'm trying to do my best to equalize versus Boros Energy. Because if you play in a big tournament, you're gonna face Boros Energy. There's no way around it. Anyway, we didn't play against Boros Energy, so I'll have to play test this a little bit more until we do. Hope you guys enjoyed the deck. This is what I'm working on. Disruptor Flute. I think I can't be 100% certain about Shadowspear. I'm not 100% certain about Disruptor Flute either, but I'm like 90% there. And also Damping Sphere. I guess shout out to Damping Sphere was pretty good too. Turns out if we had Graveyard Hate today, it would have been great. Today was a great day for Grafdigger's Cage. Anyway, everybody, I hope you like the league, and I'll see you next time.